Recently, there's been massive protests against the Dakota Access Pipeline, and Amy Goodman, a journalist with Democracy Now!, was doing her job, and she was covering it. Well, she got arrested and brought up on charges over this, and thankfully, despite the headache, they were just overturned. So let me give you some of the specifics. Huffington Post breaks this down for us. They say criminal charges against Democracy Now! Host Amy Goodman were dropped Monday in North Dakota. Prosecutors had charged her with participating in a riot. In a riot! Amy Goodman! You guys know who Amy Goodman is? Okay. They charged her with participating in a riot while she covered a protest against the construction of an oil pipeline there last month. Judge John Grinsteiner declined to sign necessary paperwork confirming probable cause, which halted the case from proceeding. The case stemmed from a September 3rd altercation where Dakota Access Pipeline guards used pepper spray and dogs against protesters who entered land designed for the controversial pipeline. Amy Goodman and her team filmed the confrontation and interviewed protesters, including members of the Standing Rock Sioux and other tribes who say the pipeline threatens their drinking water and has disturbed burial grounds and sacred sites. Amy says, quote, "I wasn't trespassing. I wasn't engaging in a riot. I was simply doing my job as a journalist by covering a violent attack on Native American protesters." Okay, so let's make no mistake about it. What the purpose of the arrest was, they don't actually think she was participating in a riot. They don't think she was, breaking some sort of law and this is so egregious, Amy, how dare you do it? They tried to criminalize journalism. They didn't just do it with Amy Goodman. Shailene Woodley, who's a very famous actress, she was also at one of these protests, and, she has a massive social media following, so she's streaming on whatever site she's streaming on, and she's showing what's going on. They arrest her. And she's asking, okay, hold on now. They say, oh, you're trespassing. She was with, I don't know, dozens of people? Hundreds of people? Who knows? A lot of people. She's like, why are you singling me out? Well, everybody was over there. Why are you singling me out? I don't know, you're kind of well known. Anyway, let's go. You're under arrest. Oh, so you're saying because she's well known. In other words, she's shining a light on what's actually happening, also known as doing journalism. I know she's not technically a journalist, but that's what she's doing. She's letting everybody, hey, look what's happening. She's showing everybody with a giant platform. They go, oh, this is not good. We can't have people see what we're actually doing here. Anyway, let's lock them up. What's amazing to me is the brazen, disgusting, overt disregard for the Constitution of the United States of America. We have the First Amendment. We have a free press. I mean, it's a right. And they still have the nerve to say, you know what? Scrap that for a second. Push it aside. A case that they know they'd lose. And they did lose it. But they want to put them through the headache anyway. Why do they want to do it? Because they want to discourage anybody else from reporting on it, from exposing the reality of what's happening. Well, this should have the opposite effect. There should be a backlash, and there should be more journalism happening. I know Jordan Chariton of TYT has been there as well. Mainstream media outlets are hardly covering this at all. But new media is doing a decent job. Well, now we need even more new media people there because they're trying to shut it down. They're trying to censor it. And what you have here is oil companies versus Native Americans, when all the Native Americans are saying is, okay, this is our land. So, kind of continuing a shitty tradition now, aren't you? Screwing over the Native Americans. And, oh yeah, you're going to poison our drinking water. By the way, these pipelines are notoriously horrible. I mean, there are towns where these pipelines are and where they do fracking, for example, and where they do oil work where when you're downwind from it, the rates of cancer shoot up. So it's not like, oh, no, it's totally safe. We got to figure it out. I don't know why you guys are complaining. But no, there is a reason to complain. They're poorly regulated. They're oftentimes built shoddy. And it's through their land. It potentially could poison their water. And again, oh yeah, what are we doing here? More of Native Americans getting fucked over? That's great. So all that's going on, and people are finally standing up and fighting back against it, and they're trying to nip it in the bud. Nobody talk about it. Nobody show it. Everybody back away. Back away. Let the oil companies do what they want. And, hey, what's a little more screwing over the Native Americans, huh? Huh? Am I right? So this is where we're at here. Amy Goodman did a fantastic job actually doing her job, and then this is a victory for the First Amendment in court yet again. But their whole purpose, and again, I need everybody to understand, it's not like they thought when they were arresting her, like, we're going to get her now, she'll be in jail. No, it's just they just wanted to put a bump in the road to pester people who even try to cover it, to disincentivize others from coming to cover it. You can't let that stop you. Now you got to double down on your efforts, and you got to let them know this is what a free country is all about. We're going to protest. We're going to continue to protest because we're right.